I ever tell you how much I fucking hate rats?
Rodent kind or the snitch kind?
The snitch kind.
Yeah, we all hate those.
Oh, yeah. Just ain't no torture that's evil and sadistic enough for them.
Now, going into the penultimate episode of 4 Season 2, I think we all know that Tommy is about to find out Vic is a snitch, and this exclusive clip pretty much confirms Tommy knows. Now, we all know from Power what Tommy thinks of snitches, and also what he's done to them in the past, which is something I'm going to go through in just a moment, but I still have this gut feeling that Vic will somehow survive. Even though the writing does seem to be on the wall for him, I still do feel there is a twist to the tale. So in this video, I'll be breaking down this exclusive clip in a bit more detail, and also running through a bit of a theory on why I think there could be a twist and how Tommy could actually take advantage of Vic being Stacy's CI.
Are you telling me we got a snitch?
I can't tell you for sure. But yeah, I think you do. I think you should be very careful.
At the end of episode 8, Jenny Sue, who's Tommy and Diamond's lawyer, she told him that they put a wall up around the case and everything is airtight. Now when they do that, it generally means that they have an active CI, which was new news to Tommy. He knew law enforcement were onto them, they always are, but with Tommy being a seasoned criminal, he's very difficult to catch in the act of a crime. But he didn't know that they had a CI, which does make it more complex, especially when the CI is as close as Vic. Now, not only is Vic a CI, Stacy Marks forced him into saying he saw Tommy kill Vargas, which we all know isn't true, and she does as well. But the problem with law enforcement is, sometimes ethics does go out the window, which does cause a bit of conflict between Bobby DeFranco, and something that could still be a problem for Stacy Marks. How far is she willing to go and what is she willing to risk, especially considering they are married? So that's just a little side plot to keep in mind. Stacy Marks' ambition, but the conflict of her marriage. Now, in between Jenny warning Tommy and Stacy forcing Vic to name him as Vargas' killer, it does seem like Tommy has somehow got confirmation that Vic is a snitch. So we've got Tommy telling Vic he hates rats, not the rodent kind, the snitch kind, and there isn't any torture so evil and sadistic enough for them. So I think we can all safely assume he's figured out he is the snitch. How and why, I'm sure that's something that they will answer in episode 9. But I guess the question now is, what does he do next? So let's just take it down memory lane for a moment. We only have to look at who and why Tommy has killed in Power to tell us he does not play games when it comes to those who betray him. Spanky was shot in the eye towards the end of Power for speaking to law enforcement, and so was Joe Proctor. But the most ruthless out of them all in terms of snitches that Tommy killed in Power was his own father, Tony Teresi. So the fact that Tommy killed his own father for being a snitch, there is no way he's going to let Vic go, unless, and it is a very small chance, he helps Tommy or Tommy uses him to stay one step ahead of law enforcement. Not too long ago, I raised a point about how Tommy was too quick to jump in when Vic was meeting Vargas, and I said if I was in Tommy's shoes, I would have just held back for a moment around the corner for just a split second. I would have listened in on the conversation and then jumped in like he didn't hear anything or know that Vic is a snitch. I mean, he still could have asked Vic to kill Vargas, but then he would have known that Vic was a snitch and then used him to feed law enforcement the wrong information. Now that's what I really would have liked Tommy to have done in that situation, but he didn't, and now he finds himself in a bit of a dilemma. However, having said that, this exclusive does tell us a few important things. Tommy definitely knows, and secondly, he's keeping his cards really close to his chest. So I wonder if he'll actually run that play by feeding Vic the wrong info. Tommy and Diamond definitely do need to do something about law enforcement, and I think the only way they can stay one step ahead is through Vic's help. Whether they throw him wrong information or force him to help, I think they do need to take that action. Now that's one of the reasons why I do think there's a twist in store, is because we all know Tommy isn't going to go down this season. Whether you kind of put that down to plot armor or him being a seasoned criminal, I think it's a bit of both if we were to be honest. But Vic also knows what will happen when and if Tommy finds out. He also decided to become a snitch to bring down his sister and to make Claudia suffer, and thirdly, Stacy Marks keeps moving the goalposts at every single turn. So I do think it's about time Vic moved the goalposts himself. How he does that, who knows, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tommy wants to throw him some wrong information, because it certainly does seem like he does know he's a snitch and he's playing his cards really close to his chest. We've all heard the saying, keep your friends close but your enemies closer. Now the final question is, will Vic survive come the end of season 2 when Tommy finds out he's a snitch? I think it's touch and go, but if I was to make a prediction at this moment in time, I'm going to stick with my original opinion in my death predictions video. I'm still leaning towards him surviving and possibly skipping town, and being in the wins to turn up at some point in the future. But that's a breakdown of the exclusive clip from episode 9 of Tommy telling Vic he hates snitches, and so it does seem like time is running out for Vic, or is it? Can he somehow find a way to turn this around? I think we are in for a twist and I don't think it's going to play out exactly how we think. So drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.